Oh, yeah. Welcome to the show on a Monday. How are you, folks? Happy MLK Jr. Day. I'm a little confused. I don't know if it's his birthday or I'm not sure. But I know he's a good guy. MLK Jr. Day, or as white people call it, one of the good ones. I asked Raz, I go, is this his birthday? I forget. He goes, I don't know. I should know that. I go, why? He goes, because I took African-American studies. I see you retained about as much as I did in college. Anyways, the guy was definitely, anytime Rock has a good bit about anytime. That's why I worry about Trump. You try to make big changes, you end up getting, you know what I mean? Anyhow, folks, real quickly, let me get the dates out of the way. This weekend, Thursday, Yonkers Comedy Club in Yonkers, New York. The next night, Friday, Ridgefield Playhouse, the Ridgefield, Connecticut. And then Saturday, the 25th, the next night after that, the Larkham Theater in Beverly. February 1st, the historic Ritz Theater, Brunswick, Georgia. February 15th, the Kelsey Theater, Lake Park, Florida. February 20 through 22, Comics at Mohegan Sun in Montville, Connecticut. February 28th, Decatur Civic Center, Decatur, Illinois. February 29th, Zany's Comedy Club, Rosemont, Illinois. March 13th and 14th, Magooby's Joke House, Timonium, Maryland. April 3rd, Morgan Hill Event Center, Herman, Maine. April 4th, Jonathan's Agunquit, Maine. June 12th, the Ritz Theater, Scranton, Pennsylvania. Just added September 24th through the 26th, the Comedy Works at the Plaza Hotel in Vegas. That's Tommy's room. Beautiful room. October 10th, Stand Up Live, Huntsville, Alabama. October 11th, Zany's, Nashville, Tennessee. So go to nickdip.com for all your ticket information. Hey, did you guys pay for the McGregor Cowboy Cerrone fight like I did? Cowboy Don Cerrone's my favorite UFC guy. And they built this thing up like Ali Frazier in the 70s. All this hype for all these months. And here's what happens. It lasts 41 seconds. They come out, they get in a clinch like 5 seconds into the fight. And McGregor pulls a move that nobody's ever seen. At least I haven't seen it. Jumps up and hits Cerrone in the nose with his shoulder 3 times. Breaks his nose like 10 seconds into the fight. Now Cerrone's disoriented. And McGregor hits him with a roundhouse kick to the jaw. Knocks him silly. Jumps on top of him and, pounds his face in. Fight over. Oh, my God. Imagine if they didn't have those undercards, it'd be a goddamn riot. Everybody was there, though. They showed Dennis Miller was there for the prelims, but all these famous. Tom Brady was in an Oakland Raiders guy. Davis's son that owns the Raiders was there, and all these celebrities. McConaughey, Usher. Might not have been Usher. I confused my hip-hop stars. They all look and sound alike to me. That's a joke, folks. Nobody does it like Snoop. People actually, my fans, somebody writes, I made the mistake of reading comments. Hey, we have a reputation for being racist and you're not helping. The fuck does that even mean? First of all, who's we? And second of all, if this is too rough for you, go find somebody else. Elaine Boozler be your favorite comedian. Quit fucking watching me. God. See how deep the shit runs? Even your fans like, oh, you're making me nervous. What the fuck? Anyways, that fight was over. And let me tell you something. ESPN app, ESPN Plus, whatever the fuck it is, you guys got to get your shit together, okay? I went to Rich's house. By the way, Rich, our producer, got a great job, a day job. We weren't paying him. He was like an intern here. That's why I treated him like he was a 12-year-old Vietnamese girl making sneakers. And he got a good job. He's a smart guy. So that's why he's not here anymore. We didn't even mention it because, we don't give a fuck. But I went over Rich's house. He's a tech guy, by the way, okay? I bring my iPad over. I got it on my iPad. I paid for it, But all we wanted to do is to stream it to... Rich's got like 2 60-inch screen TVs. And I knew damn well I should have laid in my bed and watched it at fucking home on my iPad. I go over there. He made chili, though. It was fucking tremendous. Anyways, I go over there. Sure enough, he's on... Can't, and he knows his shit. I can tell the way he knows his shit. He really does know his shit. But we couldn't stream it. At one point, it's coming out of his clock. He's got an Apple clock in his bedroom, and the audio's coming out of his clock. We got a 60-inch screen TV in front of us. It's got like the Food Network on it. Fight's about to start. I'm yelling at him. He's on the phone. And I busted his balls. I go, you're not even a good tech guy. You're full of shit. He goes, I'm telling you. So sure enough, the next day, I always make him feel bad. He sends me like 3 screenshots of people complaining about the same thing. They had paid for it and they couldn't, We got the prelims that were on ESPN, and for some reason we streamed that part of it. Then couldn't stream. I don't know. It's not ready for prime time. Any of this shit. Okay, your apps and your internet, all the shit is not ready for prime time yet. And he sent me a bunch of screenshots of people complaining about the same thing just to clear his name. And I go, yeah, 100 people ordered the fight. You sent me 2 people complaining other than you. So it's like worrying about transgender men and their periods. It really doesn't affect much of the fucking world. But God damn it, that fight was over quick. Anyhow, and I want to welcome, we have a new person on the DiPaolo staff, Ali Lerman, who worked for Anthony Cumia at Compound Media. She's great. I've known her for a while, so she's part of our team now. I'm guessing she left Anthony. I didn't just blow anything. Am I talking out of school here? Got a call from Anthony tonight. What the fuck are you doing? Anyways, let's get to it. What do we want to do first? You got the big gun rally in Virginia. I'll get to that in a second. But Chuck Schumer, who was the biggest fucking blowhard other than Adam Schiff, anyways, a letter surfaced of him right before the Bill Clinton impeachment back in the 80s, and him slamming, He sounds just like he's such a hypocrite. He's saying just what the Republicans are saying now, how it's a fucking witch hunt, and and how we're using impeachment, which is a tool you're not supposed to use all the time. But let me just read a couple of things. Charles Schumer's 1999 letter about impeachment comes back to bite him in his ass. Look at Barney Frank over there. He's daydreaming about the Cub Scout he banged last night. Now, there's a black woman in the back going, I don't trust this Jew, Schumer. Look at Chucky. Look at that face. He's related to Amy Schumer, by the way. One day before Clinton was acquitted in his impeachment trial before the Senate, Charles Schumer penned a passionate letter outlining why the process had taken an unfair toll on the nation. Sound familiar? He noted that the president believed he had not crossed a line and he should be able to get his balls licked under the desk at any time. And praised by the way, I agreed with that. Come on. I don't think they should. And praised the large threshold needed to get a conviction in the Senate. He also cheered the American people for opposing impeachment. Though the individual details are different, many of the same points crafted by Schumer more than 20 years ago echo Republican arguments against impeaching Trump. Here's some of the highlights from it. This is one of the quotes from the letter. It has shaken me that we stand at the brink of removing a president, not because of popular groundswell to remove him, and not because of the magnitude of the wrongs he's committed. This could be coming out of McConnell's mouth, I remember. But because conditions in the late 20th century America has made it possible for a small group of people who hate Bill Clinton, just replace Clinton with Trump's name, and hate his policies to very cleverly and very doggedly exploit the institutions of freedom that we hold dear and almost succeed in undoing him. Oh, make me...
You fucking hypocrite.
What is so profoundly disturbing is not that this small group of Clinton haters hatched his plan. It's that this group, or any group equally dogmatic and cunning, came so close to succeeding. Listen to this. This could be right from today's headlines. If you had asked me 1 year ago if people like this with such obvious political motives could use our courts, play the media, and tantalize the legislative branch to achieve their ends of bringing down the president, I would have said, not a chance. That doesn't happen in America. Oh, my God.
You fucking hypocrite.
But it almost happened in the future. He says, in the future, it could be a left-wing zealous organization or another right-wing group. He was right on the money with that, wasn't he? Or some other group with strong, narrow beliefs. Oh, you motherfucker.
You smug cocksucker. Fuck you.
Okay. Do you believe it? Huh? Unbelievable. He says, we've got to understand how we've reached the point where any small group could have so much power. Ask Adam Schiff today. Are you asking these questions? Chucky? Ken Starr, the independent counsel, was chosen despite a known and documented bias against the president. He behaved like a special prosecutor. Hello, Adam Schiff. Hello. Not the even-handed down the middle counsel law that counsel law requires. Yeah, exactly. Okay, all this is still relevant. He says, put any of us in Bill Clinton's position where they find a way to use the most public venue to humiliate you, where they put you in front of a civil court of law in what seems to you to be a bogus, politically motivated case that should have never seen the light of day.
You fucking hypocrite.
Okay, it's exactly what they're doing to Trump. They can't beat him on policy. They can't beat him. They know they're going to get smoked. You have people on CNN saying it. Again, I think Bloomberg's going to step in and say, listen, hold on a second here. Bloomberg's apologizing for everything he's ever done as mayor now, just to fit in with these idiots. Look, here's another quote. Maybe we're seeking an impossible duality. We demand, as we should, that our elected leaders be held to the highest standard, and then we shine the brightest light imaginable to expose those who don't measure up. That's all you've been doing to Trump since he got into office. With the Russia hoax, the Kavanaugh fucking thing. I mean, and they're already saying that if this doesn't work, this impeachment, and Trump wins in 2020, they're going to come after him again. You guys they don't even try to hide it. It seems we have lost the ability to forcefully advocate for our position without trying to criminalize or at least dishonor our adversaries. Exactly what they're doing. You know who's on his team, though? Do you know who Trump signed up like over the weekend for his defense? How about Alan Dershowitz and Ken Starr, who was involved? He was the special prosecutor during the Clinton thing. You got Dershowitz on. Dershowitz is saying none of this shit is impeachable. That's what he's saying. He goes abuse of power or misleading Congress. That's not an impeachable offense. I always go with Dershowitz. Guy's always right. Except when he defended OJ. But I was in first class on a plane. He was sitting in front of me during the OJ thing. I wanted to smack him in the high side of the head. What time did we start, Rez?
11.
At 11? Oh, beautiful. We'll be done at 11:20. Okay, fucking. It seems we have lost. Yeah, but anyways, it is hurting the country. It is marginalizing and polarizing the Congress. Unbelievable. What began 25 years ago with Watergate as a solemn and necessary process to force a president to adhere to the rule of law has grown beyond our control, so that now we are routinely using criminal accusations and scandal to win the political battles and ideological differences we cannot settle at the ballot box. He said this in 1999. It's more fucking relevant today. It's exactly what they're doing to Trump. Have you any shame, Mr. Schumer? Have you no shame, I say that? My goodness.
You smug cocksucker. Fuck you.
You talking to me, bitch? I'll choke you right out. Who you call? Oh, speaking of partisan left-wing hacks, let's get to fucking Joe Biden, who I say should be in a nursing home in a straitjacket, shitting his pants. There he is, sucking a 14-year-old boy's hand. He said he smelled peanut butter on it. And what the fuck? Yummy. Yeah.
What are we doing? What's going on right now?
I don't know. You're on a date with a fucking... Anybody have a law? That's somebody, I think that was somebody working for him, a speechwriter, and he started stuttering. So this woman stuck her finger in his mouth. Said, chew on this, you dope. Joe Biden, what a fucking hack. Not only is he stuttering and he doesn't have the mental capacity, he's a hack politically. Listen, here's a new thought. He's linking President Donald Trump over the weekend in a speech, a sermon to a black church. He's linking Trump to the KKK. That's something new, huh?
Will you shut up? Will you please shut up?
He says we can defeat this moment of hate. What does that mean? Trump, so that's how you're condensing Trump's 3 years of a moment of hate. This president and his, he says, this president and his, that he, the Ku Klux Klans and the rest of them, they think they've beaten us again. But they have no idea. We're just coming back. Translator, please. Anybody speak fucking senile? What is he saying? God love you all, Biden told the Bethlehem Baptist Church in Columbia, South Carolina. They like him down there because you know why? Because he was asshole buddies with Obama, the first black president. That's why they go, this guy's got black people's back. Even though he's lied about all this shit. In a halting speech, Biden also repeated the false claim that President Trump had referred to white supremacists and neo-Nazis in Charlottesville as very fine people in August of 2017, which has been disproven a fucking 1,001 times.
You listening? Your mother sucks fucking big fucking elephant dicks. You got that?
Oh my, you can't talk like that on MLK Jr.'s birthday. I don't know his birthday. They asked the president what he thought, and he said they have very fine people on both sides. That's just not the fucking truth, man.
Liar, liar, whore, and you know it.
Put up what Trump fucking said, please. I'm going to read it to you, okay? Excuse me, they didn't put themselves down as neo-Nazis, and you had some very bad people in that group. This is Trump talking about Charlottesville. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, of course, reporters are getting all excited. I saw the same pictures you did. You had people in that group that were there to protest taking down to them a very important statue and the renaming of a park from Robert E. Lee to another name. That's who he was referring to. He wasn't talking about the. Then he says at the end, I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? Which was true. There was just normal civilians there protesting. And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly. Now, in another group, you also had some fine people, but you also had troublemakers, and you'd see them come with black outfits and with their helmets and with baseball bats. You had a lot of bad people in the other group too. Okay, he said that right after. And I sort of blame the Trump administration because they didn't push back against that. I was watching it when he said that on TV. And then the next day they're coming out. He said there's fine people in the Klan and nobody really pushed back. This is before he knew what he was doing, I guess. He should have been on Twitter clarifying it, but they didn't. And that mushroomed. But there's the proof. Don't want to, and Biden's using this jerk off. Joey.
What are we doing? What's going on right now?
You're lying, as usual. Anyways, that should put it to friggin' rest. That's what he's doing over the weekend. And then he says, Biden was introduced, by the way, by Terry Sewell, a strong safety out of the North Texas, Democrat, Alabama, who endorsed Biden and said that there was no bigger threat to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy than the person who's in the White House now. Terry, get a fucking grip, man. The former vice president said that he had been involved in the civil rights movement for real as a teenager. This is Biden. And said, I got my education for real in the black church. And that's not hyperbole. That's a fact, Biden said.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm black.
What are we doing? What's going on right now?
It's called the electric slide, motherfucker. All these stories he's been telling about being the leader of black, they've gone back and fact checked. A lot of them people don't even know what he's talking about. And he's still in the lead? God, I hope Bernie wins. I hope Bernie wins. It'll be capitalism versus socialism / communism. It'll be like McGregor fucking Cowboy Cerrone. It'll be over in 41 seconds. they'll be, you might see Trump and fucking Bernie on the same debate stage. They'll get in a clinch. Fucking Bernie will try to jump up and bust Trump's nose, and Trump will body slam him. Okay, so what's going on in Virginia today is the big, I don't even know. We should have a monitor in here, but I don't have that kind of money yet, folks. My weed selling is not working. Hanging out all these schoolyards down here, and they ain't buying it. They're into Molly and shit. And I ain't talking ring wall, yo. Virginia braces for gun rights rally as worries over violent hate groups and militias grow, which is absolutely. Threats of violence, including claims of militias storming Virginia's Capitol and protesters weaponizing drones, have put federal and state authorities on high alert ahead of Monday's gun rally. You know what they're worried about here? You know who it's going to be, if anybody's sure. These are people... And Virginia's all blue now. They have the Senate, they have the House as far as the state legislature goes. It's a blue state. And the first thing, Northam. Do you remember Northam? Do you remember Governor Northam? I think you might remember from this picture right here. There he is. That's him on the left. I'd like to know who the guy on the right is. These were like Halloween costumes and shit, but this is Governor Northam, who's saying, I don't want any white supremacist garbage showing up at my protests at the, Look, okay? And if that's not enough, he likes to abort 9-month-old babies. I wish he was doing that in that outfit. Now, that would be some crazy shit, wouldn't it? Anyways. So people in Virginia, right? People who love their guns in Virginia, and you got a ton of them hunting and whatnot, right? Just law-abiding gun owners. And they're trying to pass those stupid red flag laws where they can confiscate your guns if they think you're a danger to yourself and anybody else. Who decides that, right? They're passing all this stuff. Thousands of people across the country expected to show up as part of the demonstration, demanding state Democrats drop a push for comprehensive gun control. The fear of violence has spread quickly and has led to heightened security, road closures, and a ban of firearms. Look at this. This is where you're supposed to do protests, right? They won't even let them near the Capitol. And you know what they're doing here? They're overplaying. They're hoping bad people show up to this. That's how they're building it up. And the guy who's heading the rally, he's been saying, look, this is peaceful. You know, they've been battling for the last 3 weeks now in the media. And you know Northam wants something bad to happen. Then he can go, there you go. And if anybody does show up, thugs and shit, to cause violence, check out George Soros first. That's what I'd do. Listen to this. The FAA has banned drones within 2-mile radius of the Capitol, and nearby students at VCU and the medical college have been told to stay indoors. Oh, for the love of Pete. Who the fuck is Pete when people say that? I always go with Maravich. Virginia Citizens Defense League president Phil Van Cleve, he's the one who's putting this protest on, told Fox News it's not the pro-gun groups that are stoking fear. It's the Democrats. It's goddamn right, isn't it?
You are correct, sir.
Cleve, listen to this. Cleve said membership in his organization has tripled in the past 6 weeks. 10,000 people have signed up for free email alerts. He attributes the spike in popularity to Governor Northam and Democrats in the state legislature. Van Cleve believes they have declared war on gun owners and is counting on gun right advocates to show up Monday to have their collective voices heard. Jalen Sensi, a mother of 3 from Chesterfield County, told Fox News she's planning on coming to the rally and bringing her 3 children with her. Good move, stupid. What if shit does go down? You know, what if shit does it? Make sure the kids are there. Maybe they can get caught in the crossfire. Who brings their kids to fucking rallies? In November, Democrats flipped the state. Yeah, we know that. The suspicion was fueled further on Friday when Trump warned in a tweet that Virginia Democrats were threatening America's right to bear arms. Look at this. Your Second Amendment is under very serious attack in the great Commonwealth of Virginia. That's what happens when you vote Democrat. They'll take away your guns. Republicans will win Virginia in 2020. Thank you, Dems. Goes right to the heart of the friggin' matter. But you know what? He's right. It's a slippery slope. And they're already starting with this stuff. 4 bills passed in the General Assembly, whatever the fuck that is. The bills would require background checks on all firearm purchases. I don't see a big problem with that one. Do you? I'm not a guys, and I know people at home right now are screaming at the screen. Allow law enforcement to temporarily, here's the big one, remove guns from people deemed to be a risk to themselves or others. That's the red flag law. That's total bullshit. Limit handgun purchase to 1 a month. How are you going to do that when you have the hip-hop community and the white supremacists? They can't have 1 gun a fucking month. What if there's a sale? What if it's 2 for 1 at Tubby's or Walmart? I still find it odd you can buy. I was in Walmart, like, I'm picking up popcorn, and I see a guy fucking cocking a shotgun. Limit handgun purchase to 1 a month. Oh, my God. And let localities decide whether to ban weapons from certain events. No. We have something called the Second Amendment. I'm sorry. Slow down. In a symbolic sign of defiance, listen to this, folks. This is where it's getting scary in this country. And I believe civil war is just a shot away. It's just a shot away. War, children! And listen to this. More than 100 municipalities, that'll be like, small cities, towns, in Virginia have designated themselves, get this, as a safe haven or sanctuary for the Second Amendment. Sort of like sanctuary cities. Oh, is this thing going to touch off? I love it. I hope there's like a city in Virginia that's a sanctuary city, and the county right next to it is a gun sanctuary. Oh, man. Just a shot away. Well, just a shot away. Children. So anyways, Northam declared a state of emergency ahead of the Richmond rally. Did I already say that? He says any group that comes to Richmond to spread white supremacist garbage or any other form of hate. See, that's the only kind of hate there is. There's no hate from the left. Violence or civil unrest isn't welcome here. Oh, that was Todd Gilbert. He's a Republican in Virginia of the House Delegates. That's considered a Republican. Come on.
Problem. You're the fucking problem. You fucking Dr. White, onkin jamrag, arkin spunk bubble. I'm telling you, H, you keep looking at me, I'm going to put you in the fucking ground. I promise you. Not this time.
Not this time. Blackface, wearer. Baby killer. A lot of shit going on. As we talk right now, Raz, because we're recording. We don't know. Right now. All kinds of shit probably going down. We don't know about it. Just no violence, please. But it's a slippery slope, and eventually they will come. Just like the gay movement, First it was just let us get married. Now it's like, if you don't call me, him, thee, she, and now people are yelling, Nick, that's not gay. Those are transgender. Okay, they're all in one basket. You know how Hillary threw me in a basket of deplorables? I'm putting all those in a basket of fucking irredeemables. Deviants. Okay, I exaggerate. Anyways, can't we just get along as Tony Soprano said on The Soprano? He goes, can't we get along as the Reverend, he goes, as the Reverend Rodney King said? Can't we, the Reverend Rodney King. Raz, you didn't even pick up on that. Boy, that African-American studies class, what are you guys doing there? Fucking roll joints? What the fuck's going on? What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you?
All the athletes took it, so they were all cheating. So like a couple years after I graduated, it was closed. So it was like a lot of drama over the program.
Is that right? Wait, you went to North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
So the basketball players were in there?
And football, yeah.
And football, yeah. Yeah, even up at Maine, there was a little of that. My roommate's, best friend was a captain of and I remember people taking tests for him. Yeah. Nobody asked me to take tests for them. They didn't want a D- in calculus. I fucking struggled. Anyways, speaking of black fellas that we like very much, Tyreek Hill is one of my favorite football players of all time. This guy can scout. He's like a water bug. Did you watch the games, by the way? I really thought the Titans this year, with that running game, they had a decent deep. I really thought, and Casey just lit them up. And then you got the Packers were sort of phonies all year. So now you got Garoppolo versus Mahomes. You got the best offense against maybe the best defense in football. The 49ers are a better team, but I just think Mahomes might be the factor there. He's a magician. If the Chiefs can show up and play defense, I think they might. I don't know. I feel an upset. I'm assuming the Niners are a little bit of a favorite. I could be wrong. Anyways, Tyreek Hill, what did he do? When they were doing the intros for the AFC Championship game, he decided to get on all fours, pretend to pee like a dog on his way out of the tunnel. It was rather a curious way to start the AFC title game for a few different reasons. Not really. It's, MLK Jr. days.
There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind.
Do we have Tariq? Obviously, Odell made this famous, but what's weird is, like, that bothered, it used to bother me when I was younger, that type of shit. It's like, just play football, stop with the fuck. Now, as I get older and I'm almost dead, I fucking love it. I love it. He's marking his territory. The guy gives a whole history in this article, but he says, it's also a bit curious choice from Tariq Hill, considering the dog pee celebration is in the doghouse after this year's Egg Bowl. Do you guys remember what happened to that? Ole Miss Rebels earned a late unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after receiver Elijah Moore. Now, you got to admit, folks, when we're talking, white fellas don't do this shit. They do a little bit of dancing and shit, but they can't fucking really dance in the end zone. But the brothers have taken it to new heights. You know what? That's not even fair, because now they do it in groups. They'll do the group celebration. They'll stand like bowling pins, and one guy will... I kind of like it because I know it bothers Goodell, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, this guy for Ole Miss, Elijah Moore, pretended to pee like a dog after a touchdown against the Bulldogs. The 15-yard penalty was enforced on the extra point, which the Ole Miss kicker missed, and it cost him the game. Now, how do you feel in the shower? A bowl game. Because you had to, and it shows how much these young football players watch SportsCenter and shit. You know, they see and they watch the NFL. You'll see somebody in the NFL do something on Sunday, and the following Saturday you'll see, they love it. They want to be on the top 10 highlights. All the I'm actually short of breath. Enough cigarettes. They're always trying to make the one-handed catch to get in the top. But Tariq Hill, he does it during the introductions. Dude, crazy. The guy crazy. I am like God and God like me. He is as large as I, or something like that. I always fuck it up. Raz, what did you taught? Now you learned that in African American study.
I should have told you that.
Oh, I'm going to torture the shit out of you.
I am like God and God like me. I am as large as God. He is as small as I. He cannot above me nor I beneath him. Bang! Salasius, 17th century. Counselor?
No. I don't know how to shut it off.
Counselor?
Oh, what a show. Anyways, Chiefs, 49ers, I would say 49ers are the but I think not by much. And Andy Reid is I'm going to go, again, assuming, I'm going to say the Chiefs in a little bit of an upset. Nick, why do you say that? Well, I have some credibility. I was in a football pool with 105 other people this year, okay? That's where you pick the games with the point spread involved. All 16 games every Sunday, I came out on top. Got 1,200 smackaroos. Should have been 2,200. It's a lot of fucking people. Of course, the two people that fall right behind me were chicks, using their method of, I like his ass. Who's he play for? Nick, that's some sexist shit. Yeah, I know. Speaking of guns, did you know there was a shooting last night? Kansas City celebrating one of the greatest days. They haven't been in the Super Bowl in 50 years. This happened last night. 2 dead, 15 hurt after gunmen opened fires. And I can hear the fucking anti-gun people. Yeah, that's why you've got North America. Shut the fuck up. The guy's a lunatic. And guess who took him down? A good guy with a gun. Again, we hide those stories that happen almost every day. 15 hurt after gunmen, 2 dead. One of them's the gunman. This is a new politically correct thing I hate. They always include now, when it's a terrorist, they'll go 6 dead. Don't include the piece of shit who did it. Tell us later on, but don't put it in the headline like he's worth mentioning. At a Kansas, people were lined up at a bar. Police believe one of the dead was the shooter, whose motive remains unclear Monday morning. He killed a woman, wounded 15 other people, 3 of whom were in critical condition, before he was shot by an armed security guard. Ay, 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 ay.
You're fucking crazy.
Yes, he is. It happened at 11:30 outside, oh boy, 9... How do you say it? It's got the number 9, I-N-E. How do you say it? 9 Ultra Lounge. I'm sorry, that sounds like a dangerous joint, don't it? Anytime you see the word lounge, it's never an upscale joint. You don't want to be any place near a place called Lounge after fucking midnight, anywhere. Where was you? I was at Faces Lounge, man. Stabbed the motherfucker. Where were you? I was at Bitches A Lounge. Anyways. So, by the way, I'm old enough to remember the last time the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl. They beat the Vikings 50 years ago. And I loved the Vikings at that point. Let's get on to some news that you people can really relate to, and guys out there, because this is a male-driven show for the most part. So let's get on to some stuff. Model Kenny Jones is here to smash stigma around transgender men who menstruate. I was so waiting for this film to come out because I can't stop. I'm bleeding like a stuck pig. Jones is featured in a movie called Pandora's Box. Ooh. Pandora's Box. Get it? Box, snatch. Very dirty, very gross. Makes me hard. Lifting the lid on menstruation. That's the name of the film, Raz. Pandora's Box, lifting the lid on menstruation. I say we leave the lid closed and don't talk about it and let the people be shamed about it. I don't like it. Although sometimes, I don't know, you try to have sex, your dick's like 3/4 hard, you're glad there's a little extra lubrication down, whether it be blood, Pennzoil, yogurt. Who's with me? Raise your filthy hands. This movie screened at the Santa Barbara International Film Festival this week. Oh, boy. So anyways, this guy's name is Model Kenny Jones. I have to clarify this shit. I get so confused with these transgender stories. So this was a woman at one point, right? Who's transitioned to a guy. When you watch this, made the right choice. But I'm just saying, is this really a big problem? We made a movie about it, even if it's at a film festival. Really? Here's Kenny Jones, a good friend of mine.
My name's Kenny Jones, 24 years old, from London, born and raised.
That was a woman.
I'm a trans model and activist.
Pause. Is there a lot of money in being an activist? The fuck? How do you make your money, Kenny? Selling those gay t-shirts? Everybody's a goddamn activist. There's no money. You have to spend money to advocate something. How the fuck do they survive? Well, we make films. Well, how the fuck? What did you do when you were making the film and bleeding all over the place? Who supported you? I'm going to make one pushing back against menstruation. It's going to call, I could have had a V8. What? Go ahead. Let Kenny talk.
First trans man that I know of in the UK, especially, to talk about menstruation as a whole and my personal experience. There's not much conversation around trans and menstruation.
Pause. You know why there's not much conversation? Because there's 60s on the planet. Nobody gives a fuck. Everybody who has their little groups, they're like, there's not much conversation. People don't really, because you're a tiny segment of the population. Jesus Christ. Yes, but, in the news, the slogan is, if it bleeds, it leads. Yeah, well, that's not the case here. Go ahead. This was a girl.
I think that's because I'm quite afraid of talking about it because, that was my worry because it kind of you don't want to take away your transness. And my definition as a man by saying that you still experience something that is known in today's society as feminine. So you don't want to kind of put yourself in that category. Some people, you spend your whole entire life trying to be masculine and, force the kind of persona so that everyone else will hold you to that. And then you're going to turn around and be like, well, by the way, I have periods, although that it's always seen as a women's thing.
Yes, because it
is. I had
is.
my first period when I was about 15.
Pause.
Hey.
Oh, my God. There's the picture. Oh, the poor prick. I mean, the poor vagina. What is she? I'm fucking confused. It really is. I'm not making light of it, but I'm just saying the amount of time, the disproportionate amount of coverage this stuff gets. Look at the poor girl. She made the right choice. I gotta say, she was not going to the prom. Jesus Christ. It's like Carrot Top fucking banged Bill Cosby. I don't know. The poor thing. Oh my goodness gracious. But wait a minute, she's got a necktie on, even in that picture. Oh, so go ahead.
I could, bind down my chest so I didn't really have to worry about that. No one would be looking at my downstairs, but I couldn't stop what a period was doing to me, and it would force me to stay indoors sometimes.
Oh, poor you.
I just imagine not having a period for like 6 months and then it trying to kick you in the face. That's how it feels. But no, it's not nice.
I know what that's like.
And that's kind of why I felt to be more open about talking about it, because I thought if I'm going through this as a trans man, I guarantee that there are other trans men cocksucker.
Well, I'm glad you're making a film about it. I think it should open at all low cineplexes across the country. And just to see how little anybody gives a fucking... Let me tell you, that screening at the Santa Barbara Film Festival, that'll be the biggest crowd you have. Kenny, I don't mean to be insensitive, but I really do. I'm tired of it. Okay, you bleed, your nipples hurt. What do you want me to tell you? Now you're a guy. You can't be having your period. It's got to be embarrassing. What if he's in the pool, jumps in the pool with his buddies? What the fuck? All of a sudden, it looks like Jaws. I had a high-pitched screaming, and the water filled with blood, and bumped into a friend of mine, Herbie Hancock from Cleveland there. Shark bit him in half. Apparently, he was on the rag that weekend. Anyways, we delivered the bomb. I just don't... We should change the name of the show to Trans. Something. Raz is like, look, man, I feel bad for the guy / girl. Finally tonight I meet the press. What should I do? MSG and Chinese food. Row over white model and cornrows. De Niro. What do we do? Which one, Raz? I'll let you pick. De Niro. Want to do De Niro right now? All right. Please, Mr. De Niro. I met you. You were very nice. You've been my favorite actor forever, but you started undoing your legacy with the fucking Meet the Fockers horse shit. Meet the Parents is great, but after that, you had a few duds. Everybody does, but stop now. Stop. Stop with the politics. Please. Please. Nick, you can't say that. Well, I know, freedom of speech, let him yap, but I'm just saying. Bobby De Niro took aim at who else? President Trump, while accepting his Lifetime Achievement Award at the set. Do you know why he hates him so much? There's a theory out there that it's a beef over some pussy that goes back, which, they were both big shots in New York City in the 80s when he was still considered doing real work. There was a beef over a broad, and to me, it does seem that personal. You know who that broad was? It was Kenny Jones. He was fucking 10 years old, and apparently Trump gave him / her a tampon at a club. That makes no sense. But anyways, De Niro took aim at Trump, accepting his at the SAG-AFTRA Awards in L.A. on Sunday. But the vehemently anti-Trump star was in a relatively restrained mood, stopping short of calling out the president by name. But here is a clip of Mr. De Niro.
I can imagine some of you are saying, all right, let's not get into the politics. But we're in such a dire situation, so deeply concerning to me and to so many others, I have to say something. And I thought I said it pretty well to Variety the other day, so I'm going to quote myself.
He's actually talking pretty clearly for him.
There's right and there's wrong. and there's common sense, and there's abuse of power. And as a citizen, I have as much right as anybody, an actor, an athlete, a musician, anybody else, to voice my opinion. And if I have a bigger voice because of my situation, I'm going to use it whenever I see a blatant abuse of power.
Look at Meryl Streep, you filthy, rotten pig face, you. Who's this guy? Who let the terrorists in? Look at this beady-eyed fuck. First of all, Mr. De Niro, who's saying you can't use your voice? Anybody? My God. Let me say something else on MLK Jr. Day, Mr. De Niro. What if somebody treated Obama the way Trump's being treated and called him fucking names and like you said, you wanted to punch Trump in the face. Recently said you wanted to see him get hit in the face with a bag of shit on a punch. Well, what if some white person said that about Obama? Would you be all right with that, you fucking hypocrite? I hate to say that. I love the fuck. Very nice. We met him. Me and Jimmy Norton were questioning him for 20 minutes. But do you see what I'm saying? They're so fuck. He thinks, and this goes as courageous in Hollywood. A room full of people who think like you. Exact. Ooh, takes a lot of balls to get up there. You know. But please, Mr. De Niro, please go back to making movies. Do another Irishman, only call it The Mick and make it an hour long instead of 45 days, which I enjoy, by the way.
The Antichrist. You got me in a vendetta kind of mood.
Anyways, that is enough on MLK Jr. Day. Most of the people have the day off, but no. Raz said, look, man, I took African American studies, and they told us you just go to work hard. Wait a minute. No, that's what some Klan guy said to me. I'm confused. I'm picturing those athletes that you're talking about, even cheating in there. Oh, my God. Anyways, folks, please, this weekend, if you're in the, Yonkers on Thursday night, it's a tiny club. It's a great place to work out new stuff. It's well run. The next night, the Ridgefield Playhouse. I was at 4:30 last week. It only holds 5. Let's pack that place. And then the next night, the Lockram Theater in Beverly, Mass., my old stomping grounds where I grew up practically. Anyways, check those dates out on nickdip.com. And don't forget the Comics Gym. And don't forget cameo.com. If you want me to send a personal video roasting one of your friends or relatives, a neighbor you hate, a coworker you hate, or say happy birthday to your Grammy or your Grampy, or a bris. I'll do 12 minutes at a bris. I got a lot of penis jokes. Yummy. That is it for today. Remember, you guys think it. I will say it. You're very welcome. We'll see you people on Patreon back here tomorrow. Have a good rest of the day, everybody.